Hello everybody, this is Debo at Debo's Movie Reviews here, and today I'll be reviewing Man of Steel, starring Henry Cavill as Superman, Amy Adams as Lois Lane, Michael Shannon as General Zod, Russell Crowe as Jor-El, Diane Lane as Martha Kent, Kevin Costner as Jonathan Kent, featuring Harry Lennox as General Warwick, who in the Snyder Cut was revealed to be Martian Manhunter. Snyder Cut of Justice League, that is. Directed by Zack Snyder. Well, I gotta say, there's gotta be the best variation of the Superman origin story so far. Well, in parts of one that's pretty much a full-on part, but, well, and by that I mean the destruction of Krypton. The true best variation, I'll just say, was the series Smallville. Because I say, well, Henry Cavill's performance as Supes, I can say he was a great Superman, but a mediocre Clark Kent. And great direction on the on this one from how it goes between finding out origin story, which I kind of thought was a little unnecessary for Superman, because how many times has that been retold in various forms? I'm like, that's about the third most rehashed storyline since, well, Batman's parents getting murdered and Spider-Man's Uncle Ben. And I should also add another the fourth one with Dark Phoenix in the Marvel camp. And of course with Man of Steel, excellent origin, because I gotta say, Russell Crowe was pretty much the best variation of Jor-El I've ever watched. Where Brando only had like a pretty much just a bit cameo, was so reduced it counts as more of a cameo. Then Terrence Stamp voicing Jor-El in Smallville in a few episodes. And then you got Kevin Costner's pretty much wooden take on Jonathan Kent. I mean, just absolutely just terrible. I mean, when it comes to various adaptations, the best live action will always be old John Boduke Snyder with the series Smallville. And I gotta say, Amy Adams was pretty much one of the okay Lois Lane. I'm like, she's about tied with Terry Hatcher and Erica Durance among live action candidates, the best live action versions. Bitsy Tulloch, I'd say she's okay, but not the best. For those who don't know, she's on the Bitsy Tulloch is on the Superman Lois spinoff show on CW. Oh, I give Todd Hecklin a good job as Supes. Kind of, I can say he's better than Cavill, because he's one of the few ones that manages the balance between Superman and Clark Kent, where where like Dean Cain was a good Clark Kent, but an okay Superman, whereas Reeves pretty much balances it out perfectly between both of them. And I gotta give it to Diane Lane playing a good Martha Kent, who's pretty much the best live action version of it. Well, since Annette O'Toole from Smallville, who was Lana Lang in Superman Free. And I kind of would have thought it did like a variation, flaw wise, of certain characters, like instead of doing like an origin story, like the Smallville years, they could have had like where he and Lana were close, Clark and Lana were close. Pete Ross be his best friend instead of the local bully who later wound up working at IHOP, and then yeah, I kind of found they hadn't tried to do like a Chloe Sullivan for that timeline, but given how they skipped Batman versus Superman instead of Man of Steel 2 and all that, that could have been some missed opportunities there. Kind of like with the military castings, kind of like how they used Harry Lennox, who played like the general who later on was revealed to be Martian Manhunter in Justice League Snyder Cut. Yet missed opportunity to cast some other guy who could play Lois's dad, because that's pretty much a great story of how Lois Lane's dad was a general, whereas she was a reporter, and a good opportunity to, like with the Smallville series with Lucy Lane. I mean, geez, look at all the significance of how Superman had with the character with people with initials LL, like his first girlfriend Lana Lang, then there was Lois Lane, then arch enemy Lex Luthor, whose parents were Lionel and Lillian Luthor, and with Supergirl there was the sister Lena Luthor. But yeah, at least I'm glad Lex wasn't in this one, because Jesse Eisenberg is about the second worst version of Lex Luthor, because number one spot goes to Spacey, and I mean he sucked long before all those sexual assault scandals kind of just tarnished his reputation both as a person and an actor. Oh, kind of they could have brought Brandon Routh back, but give him a little bit of a redemption, but played a multiverse card to where it recast different Lois and all, kind of like it's kind of like try to pretend returns didn't exist. I mean, hey, continuity things are great for Bond, but that's for a review on those movies. But overall, I gotta give it to Michael Shannon. I mean, gotta say it's kind of the second best thing he's done besides Boardwalk Empire. And oof, I mean, he's a great villain when it comes. I mean, just from the maniacal General Zod, who at the beginning of the movie was trying to lead a coup, trying to save Krypton, but he and Jor-El just couldn't agree on different ways of doing it, to where Jor-El wanted to be all peaceful and such, and whereas Zod tried to lead a coup against him, and then later on, and then found out too late that he was right. Is kind of what I meant to say. Then of course he got sent to the Phantom Zone, but after that whole showdown between the town and enough destruction to make a more destruction of Metropolis. I mean, whew, man, and that whole scene with the whole Superman killing thing, and I'm just Zod thing, and I'm just like, yeah, I would rather he sent to the Phantom Zone, because Superman don't kill. That's his thing. But I can see, given this as an origin story, that's kind of the exception to why he don't, as a why he don't, not just because of the moral compass that he learned from living with the Kents all his life. Which I gotta say, back to them of how they killed him off, and was try more concerned about keeping a secret. And I'm just like, yeah, there's a time to draw a line, because they couldn't just kill him off like by a heart attack like they did with Glenn Ford in the Reeve version, or Snyder in the series, or just have it to where they're both alive in present day timeline, just tending the farm, like they did with the animated series Superman with in the '90s, or the Dean Cain series version, Lois and Clark: New Adventures of Superman. And overall, I gotta say, I got about give this about a 4. I mean, it was good. It was okay. It was decent, but could have been better. Kind of like too many missed opportunities, and just didn't like how the whole deal Costner as John playing role of Jonathan Kent just be like forbid his son to not save him, and then the whole bus crash scene, and he's scolding him for using his powers to save all those kids, and you're just like, serious. And that was just like dumb, because like, I know you got to keep a secret, but come on. Like how, but I gotta mention a whole badass part where when he Superman knocked out that drone from the military drone, because he wanted to, because he's like, because he's a pulled libertarian privacy rights advocate card, which was like, hell yeah. And then well, probably like one of the best uses of Forces of Solitude with, and then the whole Zod and the spaceship thing's been using the Superman 2 storyline, but at least it didn't do that stupid subplot where Lois and where or Superman gives up his powers for Lois and all, which I kind of thought was dumb, because it's not like she would have been in more situations that she already wound up in associating with both Superman and Clark Kent, but not in the same form prior to finding out, that is, to where. And I got to give it to old Lawrence Fishburne as Perry White. I mean, just knocked it out of the park in that performance, and woof, man. Which I might have to retract from my Red Dawn view, from how I thought the guy who played Daryl's dad in Red Dawn, the original one, was Lex Luthor in that timeline, but it was actually Perry White. Get that out of the way, but Fishburne knocked it out of the park as usual. And although another flaw with that timeline, which I might have explained in the Batman vs Superman review, about how the lack of Jimmy Olsen was disturbing, because he was basically non-existent in Man of Steel. He only had like a 5-second cameo before getting killed off in Batman vs Superman, and then of course you had that whole subplot with him, where he was a sailor and all. And I gotta give it badass use of the saving people that exploding oil rig and all. But yeah, it could just do it where it was like Smallville, then Daily Planet. But hey, at least it cut out the whole plot of how Lois and Clark were before Lois found out that Clark and Superman were one and the same. But overall, about a 4 out of 5. All right, y'all. I'll keep reviewing. Y'all keep suggesting and liking, and I'm gonna keep dishing them out.